Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Alpha Pro Series show match of the century. This week is coming down. It is going to be MaSa versus Vanya. Both players really good. It's going to be awesome to see them kind of fight things out. This is a best of 9 series. Let's see if I can get. So, it will be interesting to see how both of in the long run. But let's go ahead and jump in. Alrighty, guys, without further ado, here in the top right hand corner of the map, it's the blue Terran player. Give it up, it is MaSa. In the bottom left, in the red, it's the Zerg player, the Vanya. There we go. Alrighty, so should be a good one, should be interesting all together. I'll let ourselves a fight. I know it. Already some cheeky plays coming out here from MaSa. It's going to go straight into the double racks play. Definitely a best of 9. If you can get that early win, find yourself in a pretty position here. So, what does Vanya do behind this? He doesn't know yet of this proxy. He does have himself the Overlord flying across the map, but I don't know if it's going to be quick enough. Finally, he will see the Overlord coming through and will eventually scout this out. And you know what? Needs to get that spotting pull up. It is about halfway finished, so this will give MaSa the opportunity here to start making those Marines. Going across, already throwing down the bunker. The second SCV going to come in to help, and now here comes the Marine to kind of help deal with this. We will see what ends up happening behind this. The second Marine going to be joining this, and we will see a bunker almost coming to completion. There we go. Alright, so MaSa going to go ahead and come in here with the drones. Going to start pushing onto this. So far, 4 drones have decided to fall. Both of those SCVs falling, so the bunker not even going to complete at this time. He doesn't even send another across till just now, so still a little bit of time has been waited. And it looks like so far Vanya going to be able to hold this, and he will be able to at least push this back for the time being. The bunker's still alive. If he can somehow complete that and make it over there, he should be in an okay position. But Vanya going to start going across with some of these Zerglings, and now we do see that bunker kind of completing off all together behind this. More and more Marines are coming, but Vanya already at a pretty good Zergling count. We'll end up losing a couple there, and we will start seeing this moving across the map to come back home. Factory already on the way here for MaSa. Behind this, the natural coming through as well. And we do see that second gas finally be taken. So Vanya going to be able to see the natural, sees that hasn't been taken just yet. And for the time being here, just going to sit back. Should be able to take his third base pretty quickly if he wants to, but looks like MaSa even going to go ahead and block this off. Do we see mech coming out here from MaSa? I almost want to say yes. I mean, he's keeping those at the 3rd and 4th base location. Just make sure that he cannot take any kind of expansion whatsoever. And Vanya going to go heavy into the Queens, making sure that everything is lining up here. Speed on the way for Vanya behind this as well. And MaSa looking pretty good. So reactor is going to be the play. Starport follow up here for MaSa. And with the Hellions, everything looking up pretty good. So having to use the Queens, having to use the drones and the Lings to take care of this does delay this third base quite a bit, and we do actually see that barracks coming into play as well. So does this give Vanya the idea of, oh, okay, he's going mech, right? Is that the thought? When in fact, it's going to be, God, a fusion core follow-up behind this. So, gonna go Hellions into a battle cruiser opening. Just some crazy strategy so far from MaSa, but what will we see end up happening here now? Third base finally down for Vanya. A couple links gonna be scattered around, and will actually burn up as you know, he's just trying to get some kind of scout. Sees that it is Hellions, so that kind of gives it a little bit more of that. Okay, this is going to be some kind of mech play. I'm gonna take down the fourth base location, make sure it does not go as quickly as well. And Vanya already in a pretty good position. I mean, he's got a good number of queens. He's got quite a few lings as well. We're gonna see the medevac with the Hellions coming across here and going straight into the main. Now there are quite a bit of lings already. So far 11 lings with 14 more on the way. Gonna go straight into the natural, try to pick up a couple of drones. Does get 4 drone kills, which is really nice, and we'll be able to back out there without taking too much damage. Looking to go for another push here behind this. More depots going to go down, and that first battle cruiser is on the way. Third base on the way as well here behind this from MaSa. Trying to focus down, does get the medevac, so these Hellions will eventually die. Gets 15 drone kills though, and the pressure is still not done. The battle cruiser about a third of the way done, almost halfway, and we do have that fusion core pumping away, dancing its heart out, researching that Yobata cannon. And behind this, Vanya does at least know kind of what's going on, but MaSa having to play this very defensively. But will it be enough here, as we do see quite a bit of lings coming in to play? A couple more Hellions going to come out as well. Do they get a no? Oh, really good play there from MaSa, able to kind of close things out here. We'll be able to clean this up. Only loses like one single SCV during that. So MaSa playing it very conservative, very well. And we see that battle cruiser now popping out, looking pretty good, and gonna go ahead and transform right into the where is he oh, there he is. Gonna go ahead and transform over here down to the bottom. Just gonna go for a little bit of a run by and see what else he can pick up here. 4 or 5 more kills. Gonna be able to get the queen as well. Tactical jump is down. Oh no, he doesn't even get the queen. Beautiful hold here from Vanya. Does he make it out? Oh! Okay, he is able to make it out. Same time, Hellions roasting up the drone line here into the third base. MaSa just all over the place at this moment. Lynx will eventually be able to clean it up, but 21 drones during this excursion is going to go down. MaSa just looking very, very strong, even though he hasn't been able to get a whole lot with the battle cruiser. It's just been really nice. Lynx are going to go for a run by here, clean up the SCV line on this third. We do see a couple more Hellions coming in to deal with this, but this is looking so brutal. Finally, a fourth base being taken behind this for Vanya. He really needs to catch up on that drone. And he is. He's tied up in workers, basically 57, or excuse me, 58 now to 58. Really, even after all of that pressure, pumping out those drones, pumping out that economy to try to keep even with this. And this is really good for MaSa. He wants to keep that up. He wants to make sure that, you know what, he's not able to make any more units to be able to attack with or anything like that. He has to force, you know, either drones or not have the economy. So corruptors are on the way. A few are going to pop. He's got about enough for 3, which is going to be nice. Going to be able to get a few more kills. Just massive amounts of drones. So far, killing 50 drones this game. Just insane amount of damage. Fourth base going to come down for MaSa, and behind this, it is going to be more factory play, as it is going to be that kind of mobility style of mech, battle mech. And man, just looking good so far here for MaSa. Vanya though, not up. Yeah, he is building up, you know, all of his forces. He's got Roach Tech coming through. Double battle cruisers going to be coming through. Mag cell accelerator finished up, or mag filled accelerator, excuse me, going to be finished up. And we're going to see a couple of battle cruisers come out to attack the main once again. We'll be able to see the Corruptor play coming through. There are Bailings on the way, Lings as well. And I mean, he is going to go into Roaches behind this, but I don't know. Both the battlecruisers are going to make their way across into the main base here of Vanya, and the Corruptors will be able to kind of help with this, but instantly taking out anything in its way. Going to take out the Queen as well. And instantly going to back right out. He's still building more of these battle cruisers. He's going into more of that mech style. +1 vehicle weapons on the way here. At the same time, Hellions trying to get some more damage done. They do pick up an additional 10 drones, knocking Vanya's worker count down to 68 to 83. And here comes that 4th and 5th base for MaSa. Just not looking good. See, MaSa up to 4 battle cruisers right now. Does have an additional one popping out, and then already up to 5 factories, which is more than enough to max out on. The corruptor count is getting all right. It's at 9, and he's going into swarm host beside this, which the swarm host will be able to kind of make it where MaSa has to be a little bit more kind of defensive. Corruptors are getting some work done. They are able to take out one. Looks like they will get a second one as well, which is very nice here for Vanya. He needs some of that relief. He needs to be able to kind of shut this down. And his army count overall is looking pretty good, but now with the Cyclones coming in, we'll be able to pick up all but one there. We'll have to move it back. Additional units are going to be coming out here, but it looks like Vanya might be ready for an attack. Oh no. The swarm host, though, a little caught unaware here. Will be locked on by the Cyclones, but too many Lings and Bailings here. He has to kind of watch and be careful what he does here, and this is where it gets really scary. The battle cruisers are going to come in here to try to help with this, and MaSa trying to, you know, kind of push back as much as possible. Finally, some of these locusts will go ahead and land on top of the planetary. Bailing's going to come crashing in, but these battle cruisers really going to be saving a lot of this, and still going to be in an A-OK situation. Swarm hosts will have to back off. There are still some corruptors to help out with this as well, but overall only 5 SCVs lost during that whole engagement. Just a really good play so far from MaSa. Vanya is trying to expand and continue to kind of build this up. And for the most part, the army count here is pretty nice. Now, the big concern right now is this. MaSa does have a really nice cyclone count. If it's having to deal with, say, the locusts or anything like that, it's going to be kind of an interesting situation to see kind of how this ends up playing out. The Hellions not going to do as well against these roaches. The Cyclones really going to be able to take care of that, but these locusts are the big concern here. I mean, the battlecruiser is going to be able to kind of help buffer for this, but he's lost a lot of units, a lot of Cyclones during this. He's already lost 8. Here come the Corruptors as well. It's going to be able to start shutting this down. And, you know what, MaSa in a little bit of trouble. He's going to be able to take out a couple of Corruptors here. And with the help of the Cyclones, should be able to clear up the Corruptor count, but MaSa, oh man, he's just got to be careful. The Locust's going to be in a good position, but he's only got 6, so it's not that crucial count no more. GG will be called here, and MaSa will take game number 1 in this best of 9 series. So GG's. That was, of course, World of Sleepers. So so we do see we do actually see MaSa taking game 1 pretty handily there. Just did a lot of good damage. We'll see what the next play is going to be. It is loser's pick. So Vanya gonna pick Triton as the next map. Go ahead and get that loaded up. Pretty good stuff so far. So let's get this going. As we are getting it added on, make sure you guys do use the promo code for today's event. Just go to matcherino.com. There should be a link at the top of the page. Click on it. Oh yeah, my bad. So, make sure you guys use the code APS143. It's the code for today. Add 50 cents to the prize pool and help out with that. Or excuse me, 142. Excuse me, APS1. That'll help add 50 cents to the prize pool. And all of that. If you'd like to donate more to it, you're more than welcome to. That is that. So, yeah. There we go. Okay. So, game number 2 going to be on Triton as we get loaded up here. We are switching between EU and NA, so it might be a little bit of wait between them both, but we will get into it here. Triton there, right there. Bada bing, bada boom. Excuse me. It's always fun to kind of so many different parts here, but yeah. All right, looks like both players are ready to go. Waiting for MaSa. He is good as well. Cool. Make sure MaSa's ready here. Okay. Looks like both players are ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and load in to game number 2. MaSa with that one play lead. And again, man, that's just such a strong style coming out from MaSa. Vanya definitely needs to figure out something to kind of counteract that. And with that early pressure coming out from MaSa, if he would have been able to finish the bunker, it may have ended there. But just going into that mech, we will see what ends up happening here in game number 2 between MaSa and Vanya. Let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. Without further ado, here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it's the blue Terran from Alpha X. Give it up. It is MaSa. And in the top left, in the red, the Zerg player from Star. I believe it's Star Gaming, right? Vanya. A lot of good players from Star. Being able to see them play has been really cool, and Vanya's been one of those players that has been very good on the like online tournaments and stuff like that. You always see him kind of competing in, whether it was Proxy Tempest or, you know, any of the OSC events. You always usually see him in there. MaSa, another good player as well, has just been dominant in his plays, so we'll see if he can continue this out. We do have more of a normal style build coming out here from MaSa as well. Going into that 1 racks, potentially expand. SCV is going to be flying across the map, potentially go in. Okay, looks like he is going to try to proxy something here, whether it be a factory, potentially, I'm thinking. Or just kind of making sure that he sees any kind of scouting or anything going on, so. Other side, Vanya going to be going into that hatch first, into pool. Just going to get a little bit more of the economy going. Overlord will see the SCV, and does Vanya automatically assume that's another attack Throws down the bunker as well. Is this a mind game or what? Already the drone's being pulled here. And let's start pushing onto this. Now, the first Reaper has just popped out. Gonna make its way across the map. Gets the cancel. So there's already enough delayed mining time there. And the worker's just gonna go straight there. We'll go ahead down to the third as well. And continue to harass. Continue to put in pressure. All around looking pretty good. Does come in with the Reaper. Actually cancels that. Really interesting. More Lings gonna be coming in as well. Just trying to hold this off as long as possible, but now with the Queen out, should be able to shut down the Reaper for the most part, push him back. Behind this, just gonna be drones from Vanya. Nothing too crazy. We should see a third base pretty soon, but already, you know, putting in the pressure, continuing to try to shut this down. Queen gonna make its way across the map. That way, keep this Reaper from actually doing damage. And he wants that drone so bad. But the Queen, like the bodyguard she is, gonna slowly start playing follow the leader. The drone trying to pretend it's the Queen tail. And we will see how long it continues. Going straight for the drone. Oh, almost gets it. Beautiful play there from Vanya. Will eventually be able to take that third base. And the Reaper still alive with barely any hit points. 1 hit point was remaining. Now finally going to start regenerating. Behind this, we do have a couple additional Hellions on the way. Going to go straight into the starport play, going into Banshees as well behind this. So the classic Hellion Banshee style from from MaSa. Going to be really well. Cloak on the way as well. Vanya on the other side though, just going to start spreading creep. Does have a few links for protection, has a good Queen count, but mainly just going to be going into the worker play. Droning up as hard as possible. Already at 40 workers, which is nice. Going to go up to a layer tech as well. And we will see, does Vanya go into roaches? Does he want to go into maybe a muta play or something? What will we see coming out of him? We've seen him kind of go into Ling Bane before as well, like Ling Bane Roach kind of style. A lot of it had to do because of the mech style play that was going on, but we will see if he does continue to kind of play into that or not. It is 4 Hellions, 6 Hellions all together with that Reaper. They start putting on pressure, trying to get the kill on some of these creep tumors and just stop everything. Now with the new kind of update of where you can't actually cancel them, does make it a little bit harder there for the Zerg players. Alright, so MaSa just gonna hit back. He's got the Queen, or excuse me, the Banshee. He's got some Hellions. Oh my god. And all of that good stuff behind it. Is going to be bio this time, so no mech as of now. Stim almost done. Behind this, still just continuing to put that pressure, continuing to, you know, push in, maybe get a Queen and then back up. There we go. Double Banshees coming out. They're already cloaked up, so they're going to be able to hide from Vanya. And going to go straight into the main. Now there is a single Spore Crawler here, which will be nice. We'll be able to get the Queen, trying to stay out of range of the Spore Crawlers. And ready, looking pretty good. Going to continue to put pressure on. Gets a few kills here. Oh man, it's not working on me. 5 drones gonna go down altogether. Roach Warren coming down as well now, so we will see that Roach Protect coming up. And if you are Vanya, you saw last game, you're like, okay, there is some kind of mech play coming. He hasn't been able to get into the main to see that it is bio. So already mutas are out, gonna start making their way across the map, and this does give MaSa the opportunity to say, okay, he's going into mutas. Let me make sure I have my my Marines in a good spot here. Gonna go ahead and start meeting this out in full force. Has to be careful though. Gonna try to force the mutas into the main, but oh no, where's it going? So alright. Marine's gonna go ahead and straight into the main base. Start trying to push us off. We'll be able to get the gas play. It's gonna be nice. And push us back even more. Does he have any... He doesn't have any Marines in the third, but Vanya will go ahead and back off for the time being. He's taken his fourth base behind this. He's getting more links. He's got more mutas on the way as well. +1 just now started up for the links, as well as that Bailing Nest is done. Bailing speed not on the way yet, but he is getting +1 behind this as well for the mutas. So we'll be going into a more heavier muta style play, and for a while this is going to be really nice, especially if you can get in and get some damage done. But if MaSa can get into a critical amount of Marines, it's going to have a tough time. He will be able to pick off a couple of tanks, which is going to be nice. Actually does a pretty good amount of damage against these Marines. But we will see finally the armory finish up. Going to start making some Thors to try to help deal with this. MaSa definitely in some trouble now. And you know what, Vanya just being as annoying as possible. This turn, it's his turn. He knows it. So he's going to go ahead, continue on with this play. Going to be able to pick up the depot to try to supply block MaSa. And MaSa just has to play so defensive this time. Vanya already going into that 5th hatchery. Both players, though, are actually supply blocked at the moment. Trying to get more units out. 18 Bailings are being morphed in here. 4 Overlords to try to help with that supply cap. There are still 2 Banshees out, and they are going to look to get some more damage done. Between them, about 13 kills, or 12 kills. So, going to get even more kills, which is going to be really nice. We do see, finally, Vanya kind of shutting this down, but it's everything that is so important here for MaSa in this moment. He's going to go ahead, come in with the Marines, picks off a couple of more mutas, and pushes them back. But definitely Vanya getting the damage done needed. And you know what? He's starting to get a lot of these Marines up and running, and it has these little packs everywhere to try to continue on this. He needs another CC behind us, which looks like he might do it soonish, but right now just trying to continue to hold off these mutas. These mutas just been so crucial this whole series. So mutas will go ahead and back up behind this. More and more mutas are going to be coming through. 14 mutas altogether, 59 lings and 27 bailings here for Vanya, and most of that army is sitting back here trying to deal damage. Going to be mines coming out here from MaSa. And you know what? This could be the play that he needs. He's going to go ahead and send some Marines across the map and try to put on some counter pressure at the same time, push back some of the creep, and force everything back. He knows the links coming in with the flood. Going to be able to get on top of everything. And here comes the Thors. I think MaSa making a little bit of a mistake there, kind of just dropping everything. We do see that counterplay coming out from Vanya, but with the tanks there, with the Thor, shouldn't be able to get too much. A couple of good bailing shots will go off, and we'll see a lot of that economy going down. But there are just so many bailings to splits. Trying to be good enough here, picking up the Thor and pushing it back, but there are just so many bailings. The economy there of MaSa getting taken down, and there's, oh my god, there's just so much action going on. As we do see finally MaSa somehow managing to hold on after that attack and pushing things back for the time being. Vanya definitely in some trouble here. His muta count has been kind of hindered here, and just no more bailings at the moment. Gonna have to make some more. 14 on the way. We will start seeing MaSa push across the map here with the Marines to try to take care of this 5th base. Now he has a little bit of time, but now here comes the bailings. A nice wraparound gonna come through, and we'll be able to pick up a good chunk of those units. A few gonna be left behind, but here comes some more units across the map. +2 on the way for Vanya. MaSa still he is at +2. He's finally researching +3, but these mutas gonna go back across the map, gonna try to be aggressive. The Marines coming in to stem, trying to get on top of this base one more time. The double Thors going to do as much possible damage as they can, picking up everything and moving back. These Thors, though, are going to be so crucial, especially against these Mutas. Doing some good micro. Is able to actually clear off all of the Mutas. The Marine's still alive, and we'll be able to get this 5th base. Going to go streaming across the map here now. More Bailings are being morphed in, plus the Adrenaline Glance is going to be on the way, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Just the pickups have been so crucial here for MaSa in dealing with these Bailings. A couple of mines are going to go off. See it. Good attack, but with more and more of these Bailings coming through, the Thor's starting to get low, the tank's starting to fall apart. The Marines are trying to push in here, but there's just not enough. And MaSa will eventually start pushing in here, but a good chunk of his army is actually in these medevacs. He's using them to the best that he can, but he has to be careful with this. More mines on the way. Liberator is going to be the tech of choice now coming out from MaSa. +3 is on the way as well. Other side, a nice little wraparound coming through. Trying to deal with it as best as possible. The Marines going to be able to clean up a lot of the drones here. The Spore Caller is going to be able to take care of a lot of the medevacs as well. But MaSa going to go straight into the main at the same time, attacking down here at the 3rd base. More units streaming across the map to try to deal with this. The Lings are not going to... they will be enough to actually clean this up. And we will see him kind of push back. Same time, going to be attacking the 4th base. The buildings, or excuse me, the Marines here at the 3rd base have been taken care of. But now, Ultras are out on the map. And that changes things up. Already we see the tech switch here for MaSa. He is going into the Liberator, so that's going to be more than okay. If he can build up a good enough count, but having to deal with all of the Lings, all of those Bailings, and still try to put pressure has just been so tough here for MaSa. He goes down a couple of Widow Mines to try to help with this and push this back, but those Ultralisks do so much damage. Alright, so Liberator will come out. Looking to try to get a kill on some of these queens. Does get one queen, which is nice. Picks up a couple of drones as well. We will see it eventually kind of fall down, but the Widow Mine's in a really good spot. Gonna go ahead and use the Liberators. Kind of siege up on this. Good pulso here from Vanya, allowing the minimal damage from these, but will it be enough? Having to reposition everything. The 4th base is going to be taken down. And we'll be able to start pushing in this, but it looks like Vanya just going to go across and attack. Being able to pick up all the Widow Mines, more Lings flooding across, trying to siege up with these Liberators. We'll be able to pick off a couple of units, but the Ultralisks are going to continue on this. The Marines trying to stem down here, trying to hold things back, but the wall is down. The Ultralisk going to come in here. The reposition of a lot of these units is going to be so crucial. Let's get that 3rd base. Some Bailings coming in, but instant pickup will be coming through. Looks like this will be taken back for a little bit here. Just trying to reposition once again. Same time, going to be going into the main. Lings canceling their Bailing form to try to deal with this and trying to, you know, just basically even back out. Across the map, does pick up once again, pushing back. Still has a few Marines dealing with whatever he can across as well. Finally, there is only one Ultralisk left, and we do see finally MaSa returning home. GG will be called though, and MaSa going to take game number 2. They're a very scary situation there. So game number 2 gonna go to MaSa. It's gonna put 2-0. Well done. Was looking really good there for Vanya. He was able to kind of keep MaSa contained. Was able to continue to put the pressure on and deal a lot of damage, but just be annoying. But unfortunately, MaSa just was able to overcome it. A lot of it came down to those Bailing shots. Just being able to kind of dodge those and take minimal damage. Bailings. Some beautiful defenses coming out as well. We'll see here in game number 3 if Vanya can do something to finish it out. So There we go. All right, so game number 3. What will we see? Eternal. Okay. Vanya choosing Eternal Empire for game number 3. Interesting choice. We'll see if that will end up paying out for him. It is a kind of a weird map, especially for Terran. So we'll see if maybe his zerginess will be able to kind of overcome that. Maybe do some crazy strats. Let's see. All right. Okay. Both players are ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. Yeah, I'm just starting to think, you know, what can Vanya do different? I think the meta play was really good. He was getting the damage done, like delaying minerals, kind of getting in and getting some kills. But I think it just kind of comes down to the Bailings, man. They weren't able to get the damage done. Wasn't able. He got some good hits with them on that initial push, but it was a lot of it was just the SCVs, and MaSa was just able to kind of even that out. So we'll see. Here, game number 3 is ready. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's see who will come out on top. All right. In the bottom left-hand corner, in the red, from Star Gaming, give it up. It is Vanya. In the top right, in the blue, give it up from Alpha X. It is MaSa. All right, so game number 3 here again on Eternal Empire. Going to be spawning pool first coming out from Vanya. Looking to get a little cheeky this time. We'll see if it actually pays off for him, as we have the barracks play coming out from MaSa. Going to be going into kind of a more standard style of just kind of like one racks expand. And this could be exactly what Vanya needs. Now, the question does become, does he just mass up a bunch of links and continue to try to push in, do maybe like a bailing bust? Or does he sit back after doing like 6 drone or 6 SC, 6 lings? Continue play on. He is going to go ahead and take that natural hatchery as well. So we'll be able to get aggressive here. We'll see if he can continue to put on pressure. 6 lings on the way. First Reaper is down. You have the orbital command on the way here for MaSa, and now that expansion going to be coming up here in just a second. Now, MaSa hasn't scouted out yet what's going on across the map. He doesn't know that it was a pool first. So will this affect him in a heavy way? He will have to pull some SCVs probably to deal with this, or maybe just have some really good Reaper control. There is a second Marine coming through behind this, so should be okay as long as he doesn't lose too much. Now, actually, the Reaper and the Ling's gonna be here in the middle of the map. Gets a nice surround here. Gonna be able to take it out. And MaSa in some trouble now. He does see that, you know, it is coming across. He already has a couple of SCVs to help with this. He's got a Marine as well. The Ling's gonna come in and try to delay as much as possible this natural expansion. Both players just microing it out as much as possible. The SCV is getting some good shots off. The Marine trying to help out as well. We do see the 2 Queens coming through and speed on the way, but so far MaSa handling this very well. He's hasn't really lost but 1 SCV and that Reaper. So what could have been really bad is turning good. He's going to take a 3rd base pretty quickly here behind this, knowing, okay, he put more into that kind of early aggression. 3rd base already down now for Vanya as well. And both players, I mean, playing in a very macro game behind this. So Vanya just trying to get some pressure, just trying to throw off MaSa at the same time. And we'll see if he can continue to do so here in game 3. No. starport on the way. We actually see MaSa throwing the barracks over to be able to get on top of the Overlord, which will help him out quite significantly, especially since he can't really do much with it at the moment. And yeah, Hellions going to be made out as well, and we will start seeing MaSa bring that barracks back to deal with. And does he actually? Okay, he's just going to set it down. Viking first, going to be coming out. Starport. Finally see some of that creep starting to spread around. I like it. Trying to get that connection going to the third base here, and will eventually do so. Hellions sitting back for the time being, not going across just yet. I think he's waiting for something here. We'll see. Roach Warren is down though for Vanya behind this. Does he just go for like a lean roach timing here? See, he's got quite a bit of drones, and he was floating a little bit here. Gonna get 9 roaches altogether. So yeah, definitely preparing for a big attack. He doesn't have a lair yet, but it's gonna be slow roaches. But this could be massive, especially against what MaSa has. He's got 4 Hellions, he's got a couple of Marines. He is going to be building some extra factories behind this, but will they be out here in time? The Hellions just now moving across the map. The Viking trying to find some kind of value out of this, but there's only like 1 across the map. We'll see the roaches, and this is going to be really bad. The Hellions will go ahead and return home. We do see finally a couple more Hellions and the things switching around. Going to be some tanks, I think. Maybe he'll go Cyclone. No, it's going to be tank. But here it comes. A couple of Ravengers going to be morphed in. We do still have those Ravengers, and you know what? Hellions do not fare that well against this Viking. We'll see all of this coming through. A couple of corrosive vials will rain. We'll be able to try to clear off the barracks. And there it goes. And here they come. Instantly, all of the SCVs going to get pulled into the main. We do see the roaches trying to come up. The Lings are able to shut things down. The roaches going to get right into the main here. Going to get on top of all of the SCVs, on top of all of these Hellions. And oh man, does he have enough though? That Viking dealing a lot of damage. The 2 tanks coming out to deal with this. Can he still hold on to this? He's going to take a lot of damage here. He clears it finally up, as all the roaches do eventually fall. 15 drones, or excuse me, SCVs do fall. He was able to reset that Hellion count and reset the tank count. I'd say that's a pretty good play from Vanya. He's in a predominantly good spot. He is going to make some more roaches. He's going into more drones. He's going up to a layer tech as well behind this, and we'll be able to start getting that +1 here eventually. But knowing that it's going to be mech now, scouting out everything in the base, he's going to be more than prepared for what is going to be coming across. And already we see that. We see road speed coming through. We see already going up to the infestation pit to be able to go up to hive tech, or even just to get, you know, infestors, swarm hosts, anything that he can use to deal with this. He's going to take a 4th base behind this as well. And you know, he feels like he's in a pretty good position. Now, the side of that is he did use a lot of resources for this. A couple of roaches. We'll go ahead and morph up. Those roaches not going to do too much. He loses 6-8. Oh, so many drones. The whole mineral line going down 11. That kind of counteracts that little bit of an advantage he had. He does still have a pretty good roach count, though. Sitting at 10 roaches. He's got +1 on the way for these roaches. These run-bys, though, have been killer. MaSa just so good with these run-bys. So we'll see here. Game number 3. Or, excuse me, 3 depots. I don't know what I'm talking about. And the 4th CC coming down now for MaSa. Liberators can be going across the map, trying to put on pressure wherever they can. Hellions have been doing so well this game. Bailing Nest is on the way, and we do finally have like 9 swarm hosts coming through. He's already at 8, and he's got 4 more on the way. He's gonna be up to 12 swarm hosts. Just a crazy number, but Eternal Empire is one of those maps where it's a lot of close corners. These tanks and splash damage are super crucial on a map like this. Oh. Liberator able to get 9 kills. Or, well, he gets 5 kills, and I think there was some Hellions or something that ran by. Just continuing with these Hellion run-bys has really forced Vanya to, you know, really kind of consider what he's going to be doing with these. The Queen will be able to finally get the Liberator here very soon, but man, roasting up more and more of these drones. 22 drones going down. The Liberator still putting on pressure wherever it goes. The Queen not even attacking. He's trying to find an angle for this. And we see finally the Storm Host from Vanya going to be coming across the map, trying to put on some pressure. But MaSa already sees this, already knows what's going on. And we'll see this going across. Fine, Liberator gets cleaned up, and here it come. The Locust going to be getting on top of everything. The Liberator going to help out quite a bit. The tanks will be able to help kind of deal with the damage as well. 27 drones have fallen though. Roaches and Ravagers still trying to get across the map and deal some damage. Has to be careful though, a lot of these Swarm Hosts are not going to have the value until very soon. Looks like they're finally starting to get them. Let's see. But the tank count is just insane right now here. Finally, some more Liberators, some Cyclones coming through as well. That 4th base going to be landed. And we will see that kind of position itself into some positions. Oh, if he could get on top of the tanks. Oh, that could be huge. Oh, yeah, going to get right on top of the tanks. The tank's going to have to unsiege here. And the tank on top, going to be able to start doing some splash damage. Kurosabal is going to come in here with these Ravagers as he tries to get on top of everything. Needs to kind of back up at the same time. There is that Liberator dealing damage in the main. He's just got buildings going everywhere at this point. Trying to deal at the same time as all this going down. Now the tank count has been set back to 5, so that does give Vanya a little bit of a chance to kind of keep in here, but he needs something to deal with these Liberators. The Kurosabiles are good. These Swarm Hosts take a little bit of time, and we will see if he can actually deal with them here. Locust going to come in one more time. Already the siege of the unsiege of the tanks. Get on top of it. Ravager's going to come in one more time to deal with this. And I think he will be able to push this back. The SCV is going to get pulled. Kurosabiles on top of 2 of those tanks. Okay, taking those down at the same time. There's still more and more pressure being dealt across the map. This Liberator sitting at 3 kills. Just continuing putting on the pressure. Roaches and the Lynx will go ahead and fall down as well. 20 SCVs do fall. The Lynx coming in to try to help with this. And 20 SCVs on both sides. 22. Just continually. Just so much damage coming out. This Liberator has been so massive. More Locusts trying to push this back. He has essentially reduced it to nothing for MaSa's side, but he has lost so much of himself. 44 workers of 76. He's starving for gas at this point, while MaSa is sitting at basically 4K mineral income. These Liberators have just been so crucial in this game for MaSa, keeping things even and really forcing Vanya to rethink where he attacks, what kind of strategy. But Vanya not giving it up. He's continuing with the Ravagers. He's continuing to try to push this back. He knows he's in a good spot as far as the economy-wise, or not economy, but like army-wise. We'll see if he can continue pushing this on. There is one tank in the back dealing damage. The Kurosabiles will go on top of one of the Liberators, taking it out. But man, and these Liberators able to sneak in while Vanya putting all of his pressure across the map. He is on +2, which is nice, but it looks like this will eventually get cleaned up. More Lings fled across the map to try to help deal with this, but he's been taking so much damage to these Liberators. It is just insane. Behind this, MaSa expanding. Is able to pick off a couple of the Cyclones, which is nice. Those have been a big hindrance for him. And, you know, he's still sitting at a good count. Jeez, another 5 kill. This Liberator just on fire, taking care of all of the larvae as well. You do finally see the Spore Crawler coming into play. Some Lynx trying to find some damage done, maybe at this 5th base. But, man. 92 drones, oh my god, have fallen here from Vanya, just from these Liberators alone. This has been insane. Alright. So, CC finally gonna get picked up, gonna have to be moved around. And 82 workers for MaSa. Still sitting at about 3,000 income right now. And here comes the scan and move with MaSa with this mech style. Bailing's trying to come in here, but they're slow, not going to get on top of anything. And just falling apart here for Vanya. He was looking pretty good. Looked like he might be able to clean things up. But not going to be okay. He does have some Ravagers. He's got some Roaches as well to help do with this. But the attacks, this is so crucial. He has, no, he doesn't have any, Liberators coming in right now at the same time. And, just more and more drones getting killed. Same time, though, he is doing some good Locust play across the map, but we'll have to eventually kind of back up here and deal with that. But, man, these Liberators getting 10 kills, if not more. Really pushing Vanya to the limit right now. Link's gonna come in and flood once again. He is getting his own worker damage done, which is nice, but this account from MaSa has just been insane. Ravagers trying, or excuse me, the Swarm hosts hiding, afraid for their life. Bailings are getting morphed in, and he now has bailing speed, so they will be a little bit quicker Bailings. But none of them finish up. Ravager's gonna have to corrosive bile on everything. Does get a couple of units, which is nice. But he just does not have the units. He's starting to fall apart. GG. And MaSa taking game number 3 in this best of 9 series, man. What a series. What a game. Vanya, you know, he's doing a really good job with some attacks. I don't know if he's necessarily overextending or anything like that. But those Liberators, man. So crucial. So crucial. Alright guys, well while we are waiting for the next map here, I do want to give you a shout out for our first sponsor of tonight's event. Of course, is GameStop. Now GameStop has been one of those that has been supporting Alpha Pro Series for a very long time and has been doing a really good job of actually, you know, keeping esports alive. They've been helping, you know, not just StarCraft, but other events as well. They've really started getting into the esports scene, selling, you know, high-end equipment, stuff like that. We'll do this one. There we go. Start selling computer parts. They have computers. They have everything that you need as a gamer. Also, they have some really cool merch and stuff like that. So, big shout out to them for supporting it. Make sure you guys give them a check out at GameStop.com and check them out. So, where's he at? Where's he at? There he is. Okay. Wait for MaSa's go. Okay. And game number 4 coming down. It's 2 players. MaSa definitely in a very dominant position. Does he get cheeky? Does he get aggressive? Does he go crazy? We'll find out here. He definitely has, you know, some room to lose if he does want to get crazy. Maybe he's like, you know what, I've just been playing my style. Let me just go ahead and continue into this. And let's go ahead and jump in. Game number 4. Alright, without further ado, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, it is Vanya. And in the bottom right, in the red, it is MaSa. Alright, so Nightshade, the next map here for these players. Vanya, definitely probably a little bit mad. He's probably a little tilted. He's like, you know what? Things have just not been going my way. I've been pushing hard. I've been trying to get aggressive, but I just cannot seem to overcome this. And you know, what does he need to do something here? He is going to go into hatch first behind this. Hasn't yet taken a spawning pool. It's been more drones and drones and drones. I don't know. Maybe do some kind of roach play. I think he could get maybe like a Ravager tech or something like that, or somehow do some kind of bailing bus would be really nice. MaSa though has been playing really solid. He's just getting a lot of value out of his units, and I mean, we had over 100 drones killed in that last game. It's just been insane how much damage has been done, and the fact that Vanya has been able to keep up worker count wise has just been insane. Oh. So we see here game number 4. What will be different? Vanya gonna go into the spawning pool. Expansion coming out here from MaSa. Barracks play as well. Reaper gonna make its way across the map, and we will start seeing him kind of go into more of that, I guess, like not necessarily aggressive style, but we'll be able to at least put some pressure on. Quick third base coming out from Vanya as well. Ooh, almost gets the wrap around there, and right now just trying to delay as much as possible until that queen gets down and is able to shut things off. Behind this, it is going to be more barracks, so no factory as of yet. It'd probably be a 16 marine drop if anything coming through here. Now Vanya with that third base will be okay to be able to get aggressive if he wants to. Say he wants to do like a big ling all in or something, or if he wants to play it safe, just drone up. You'll see. Marine's gonna be able to get on top of the Overlord here. And a factory finally coming in. Third base as well. Finally, Reaper healing up. Not gonna be able to put too much more pressure on, and we'll back up and go home. I think it's pretty safe play. Behind the bunker gonna be played out as well. Double, or excuse me, the queen's gonna pop out. Gonna be able to do a little bit more, but so far, just drones. Speed almost finished up here for Vanya as well. And we will continue on into this now. Let's see what ends up happening. Completed at speed will be allowing him to make a little bit more aggressive plays and kind of do some wraparounds if needed. Bailing Nest is going to be on the way, so it looks like we are going to have some Ling Bane action coming through. Now, does he go into the Muta play? A map like this, Mutas would be pretty good. I mean, there's a pretty good entrance into the natural, a pretty good way to get into the main. And we'll see. I mean, he's adding on more barracks, so there's going to be bio coming out from MaSa this time, going into the factory with reactor, but it is going to be like a 16 marine drop essentially coming out here. It's kind of one of those things that we've been talking about, you know. MaSa's up 3-0 right now, and he is you know, he can do these kind of wacky plays, and even though this is still a legit strat, a lot of times you still see the like Hellion plays come through, you still see these other things. Going straight into the 16 marine drop should be good. With the Bailing Nest coming down though, I do kind of fear that he just takes too much damage. That's one of those things, it's kind of a risk reward with this style of, if you don't get the damage done, you kind of feel like you're behind. But Stim gonna finish up, +1 on the way. Combat shields just now starting up as well. Or excuse me, sorry, that's a +1 armor. Yeah, but we should see it kind of come into fruition here. Just gonna go across the map, looking to put some pressure, maybe push back some of this creep. Vanya taking a 4th base. He's got to be kind of wondering what's going on. There hasn't been any aggression yet from MaSa. Now, gonna come in, gonna start picking off a bunch of this creep, pushing it back. Does he get the cancel on the 4th base? I think so, yeah. So just gonna go ahead, sit back, gonna rebuild. Bunch of creep here from Vanya. Now with the Bailings out, he's got another drone trying to come and build a 4th base. Will it be enough though here? Does take a little bit of damage, but gets out with most of his army. And now the Link's gonna make their way across the map, looking to put on some pressure. But already tanks, already Marines coming out. Should be more than okay. Let's see. Bailings have speed now, gonna go ahead and pick it up. 8 Marines, or excuse me, 8 SCVs do fall. He is able to finally land that. +1 weapons about 10 seconds away from finishing. Combat shields on the way, but on the other side, 11 more Bailings are on the way. Ling's trying to clear up some pathways. The Reaper, though, getting some really good scouting off and seeing exactly where this army is and where the damage is needing to be dealt. So now Bailing speed is down. That's going to make it a little bit harder here. He is able to pick up, but he keeps taking damage from these Bailings, and that's exactly what Vanya wants. He wants the damage to be done, but with the tanks coming out, makes it a little bit harder, right? He's going to go up to Infestation Pit, and we'll eventually go up to Hive, but hopefully we see him kind of go for it from here. Tank's going to siege up right in front of these. Oh man, it's so good. Go. Queen's gonna go down, nice scan, gonna reveal where everything is. Tanks in the back, gonna go ahead and siege up. We'll lose the tanks, which isn't good. Does get cleaned up here, so really good pick off for Vanya. Gonna force this back. He does still have some Marines and stuff to help deal with this, but will we see more that crazy kind of Liberator play? Will he take too much here? +2 on the way now for Vanya behind this, and MaSa just starting that train. He's making basically 10 Marines at a time. He's got tanks coming through. He's got Liberators. Adding on more barracks behind this, and you know, I think he has a 4th on the way. No, he doesn't. Doesn't have the 4th yet. But fortunately, he keeps pushing in. Not able to get too much damage done. We will see him kind of push back as well. I mean, MaSa playing this very patiently, trying to build up as much forces as possible before he does any big attack, and it's really kind of paying off. But oh, this could be bad. He does see it. Instantly going to drop some of these Marines. Tank going to siege up. We'll see this kind of backing up at the same time. The Marines looking to go across and deal some damage. Liberator getting some good shots off. Only gets 1 kill though this time. Oh, he will get the Queen as well. Both these Queens going to go down as well, and MaSa looking phenomenal. He's going to continue to get damage done at the top. Going to start throwing down some Marines. Going to clear up the creep as much as possible, and you know, he is going to be force picked up in the 4th base here, but this 3rd base, really, oh, trying to get it. Oh, it's cleaned up. So that's a good pick off there for Vanya. 16 drones though. So crucial. And now MaSa kind of at that critical mass where he can just start multi-dropping, doing all these different things, and this is just not looking good right now for Vanya. +2 completed up on both sides, about 4 seconds away for Vanya though. They're both completed. So much damage. Alright, so ooh, actually some really good connections here for Vanya. That could be exactly what he needs. We see those links flooding across the map. +3 on the way. Finally get pushed back with the tanks, but Vanya needs to keep doing this. He needs to keep getting those good bailing shots. Able to pick off quite a bit of Marines, but he hasn't been able to put off any damage across the map. Every time he tries to, he gets kind of pushed back with the tanks. Looks like he's going to be able to get a couple of more drones. Gets picked up, though. Vanya just having to be all over the place as he's... It's continuous harassment from MaSa. This is such a crazy style here. Only Lings now into Ultras, which will be kind of nice, but I think there's just a little too much here for MaSa, and with them not having that chitinous plating done till just now. Yeah, I think he's in a good spot. Nice wraparound. Get picked up instantly. Let's get that top base. Liberator gonna be able to deal quite a bit of damage, and MaSa, for the moment, we'll go ahead and push this back, but 23 SCVs have fallen. But yeah, he was able to get down here. Very nice. And now MaSa in some trouble, gonna have to be pushed back. The Liberator's gonna siege up. There's nothing that can really shoot up here, so as long as he stays within these liberating zones, he should be more than okay, especially against the Ultras here. Vanya reinforcing his army. He's attacking down here at the bottom. He's going in. These Liberators gonna be the big cause of cancer here for Vanya. He's finally thrown down a Spire behind this, so we'll be able to get some Corruptors that maybe throw in here. Looks like Vanya gonna back up. For the time being, +1 ship upgrade is gonna be researched, so we will start seeing these Liberators deal more damage, be a little bit more enforceful. Planetary Fortress on the 4th base, and again we start seeing MaSa going across, trying to attack. But now I think Vanya's kind of got this on a good close. As long as he doesn't take too much damage, he should be okay. He's waiting on that Spire to finish. He's waiting on trying to get something done here. Gonna see the drop coming across. Vanya, does he follow this and just continue to try pressure? It looks like he's waiting to do some kind of attack with that, so maybe not. But MaSa knows kind of that there is this potential for an attack. Ton of bailing, so Vanya just all over the place at the moment, trying to find some way in. I actually wouldn't mind him like going down to the bottom, but he keeps trying to push through the middle. Nice drop gonna come across. Queen trying to deal some damage. This Ultra not killing too much until just now. Finally, some Corruptors are out, and we'll be able to start taking care of these drops. But at the same time, the Bailing's coming in, gets 15 kills. And yeah, I mean, Vanya trying to find what he needs to do at this point. He's got guys +3 almost done. 24 Bailings on the way. MaSa still sitting at, you know, pretty good supply. The big thing right now is this. MaSa doesn't have much of an income, right? This is one of those things that Terran just is starving himself, so every unit is kind of crucial. He's doing a good job, though, of actually kind of holding things, so he's making a lot of value out of these units, but more and more of these units coming out here. This gets harder and harder. MaSa gonna have +3, or excuse me, Vanya gonna have +3. We do see +3 armor almost done now for MaSa, so he will eventually have that 3-3. To be nice. Bailing's coming crashing in. Liberator's gonna be falling to the Corruptors. GG, and Vanya taking a map off of MaSa finally. Gonna make it 3-1 here. So, back to NA. We will see what map. is a best of 9, so if we do go to more maps than 7, obviously we've played the entire field and it will restart, and we'll see what they kind of end up going for. All right, going to Ephemeron. Good. Ephemeron definitely feels like a Zerg favored map. It's in like TvZ. I mean, we've seen the like bridges and stuff. Definitely tank pressure. It's kind of forcing the Zerg choke points. But so many different pathways. We'll see if we can actually kind of overcome this. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Game number 5. Hey, look, it actually produced right. Go. Without further ado, here in the bottom right hand corner of the map, it's the blue Terran. It's MaSa. And in the top left in the red, it's the Zerg player known as Vanya. Alright, so game number 5 coming down the park. Should it be good? Barracks first coming out from MaSa on the other side. It is going to be hat or spawning pool first from Vanya. Do we see that same kind of play come out from him as the previous game of going, you know, with the 6 slings, putting on that pressure, and then building up to something? Obviously, right, you're down. Want to continue to win. Last game, even though you were struggling a little bit there, you were able to eke out the win. It's kind of mass things out into that kind of Ultralisk style play. We see that coming out once again from Vanya. Yeah. Alrighty, so Link's gonna make the way across the map here for Vanya. MaSa in a really interesting style here. We'll be able to still kind of take his main base and stuff like that, or his reactor and all of that for that barracks. But here come the Lings, the Reaper across the map, so we'll be a little delayed. There is a Marine to kind of help with this, and we'll instantly get the pool. Gonna start working on to the natural. And does he get the cancel? That could be a huge pickup here for MaSa. You see the SCVs getting pulled to help deal with this, and the Reaper will eventually return home as well. There we go. So he does get in, he does at least kind of see what's going on here. On the other side, it's going to be Roaches. He is going for the Roach push. Roach Ravengers. Here they come. Looks like finally the Reaper gonna make its way across the map. He does see Roaches, and he's trying to hide it, but you know what? MaSa sees it. He knows, and we will see a bunker instantly put down here. The natural still gonna finish up. I think is good. Does he make some Ravagers though, or does he just do Roaches? He's trying to work on one of these Roaches, but he does have the factory tech coming through, so that could be really good here. But MaSa is in a little bit of trouble. Only 3 Marines to help deal with this, a Reaper as well. Here come the SCVs, but I think it's a little too late. There is a tank on the way. He's going to be able to get the supply block and shut this down. He's going to say, no more, Mr. Nice Guy. SCV is going to get pulled automatically here. He's going to go ahead and start pushing back. Some Crucibles will not connect. but he is still dealing quite a bit of damage here. Roaches are going to end up falling behind this. It is going to be just drones, but so far a really good start here from Vanya. It's going to be able to clear up a lot of these Marines and potentially... Oh, okay. Tank will eventually be able to kind of clean this up as well with the Marines. He does have that third base already on the way behind this, so going to be more than okay to kind of catch up on workers. He still has mules in production, but so far just drones as a follow-up here from Vanya. He's at 36 workers though. Oh, Ravager able to get some more kills, gets 16 SCV kills all together here. That's a huge investment that is lost from MaSa. He's lost 17, 1, and 6 there. So Vanya's starting off really well. Could this be the comeback here for Vanya? I mean, if he could tie things up, that'd be really, really interesting. Layer tech going to be on the way for Vanya. See what the Zerg player wants to do behind this now. Could get aggressive. He could kind of play it soft. We'll see how that goes. But with the tank out now from MaSa, shouldn't be too much pressure. He can take that third base anytime he wants. Move it over. But definitely wants to make sure that he is fully saturated on all of his bases. Continue pushing in and dealing damage. Alright, stem on the way now. Behind this, it is going to be more roaches for Vanya. Doesn't have anything for upgrades yet, so okay, there you go. Third base, it has the Evo chambers. That's going to be more than enough for him. Be able to start getting +1 and going into this kind of roach tech. We've seen him have some success with it, but on a map like Ephemeron, I guess it's a lot wider. It's a lot more kind of maneuverable. There are still some like choke points and stuff like that, but definitely a lot better for Zerg than like Eternal Empire. Fourth base on the way. We will see the Overseer coming in. Gets a good scout off of what's happening, and yeah, pretty good. Right. More roaches. 10 roaches in production. He's got +1 on the way. They're about halfway finished, and we do actually have speed on the way. So are we going to see ourselves another Roach Ravager speed timing? He's already making that 6 Ravagers. More roaches as well. He is ready for a big attack here. He knows he's in good position. 17 army to 63. He's adding on more barracks, trying to get some kind of production going. This tank might be good. Doesn't have enough. I'm really afraid here for MaSa. One single roach. The roach scout hanging out, hiding. More roaches, more overlords coming through. I think he's trying to wait till he's maxed out and +1 is done, but he's got about 10 seconds or 15 seconds till the end of +1. And that could be when he strikes. 13 more roaches on the way. Yeah, he is going for a Roach Ravager MaSa. This is going to be scary. 112. 18 supply. Oh my god. The 35. No way. There's a drop going across, so that's going to mean there's literally nothing here to defend. Gets blocked by the Roach, and he might lose some damage across the map. He might lose a base, but he's already got some roaches and stuff there to defend as well. Oh no. Oh no. And here they come. The roaches and the Ravagers going to be coming through. The Overseer going to be able to get on top of a lot of it. GG! And Vanya gonna get another game here for the series. So Guys, we actually have a game. We got it going on, man. Jeez. Yeah, my game. Here we go. Alright, so we're going to go on to the Europe side. We'll see this kind of played out. Game number 6. All of everything's been used up. So now, what will they use with a fresh pool? Gonna be... Oh no, we haven't used... Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. Game number 6 coming down the pipeline. Real quick, while we are waiting for that, I want to give a big shout out to their second sponsor of the night. That, of course, is 24-Hour Fitness. Whether you're trying to lose just a couple extra pounds, trying to lose that Christmas weight that you put on 3 years ago, 24-Hour Fitness is the place to go. They've got pools, they've got yoga classes, they've got all of these different things to help you succeed, help you reach your goals, whether it be 5 pounds or 50. They are there for you, and the best thing of all is they are open 24/7. Make sure you guys check them out. They're a big sponsor of these events to help continue with the esports and make sure that even gamers stay fit. Guys, let's go ahead and jump in. Game number 6 here, and let's see if Vanya, I think so. All right. Go. Without further ado, here in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, it's the blue Terran player. It is MaSa. In the top left, in the red, it's the Zerg player who's taken 2 maps so far. Can he continue it up? Give it up. It is Vanya. All right, so game number 6. Definitely these players finally warmed up. They're kind of, you know, ready, willing to go. We do see Vanya going for the second hatch into pool. So this time playing a little bit more standard. Simulacrum, definitely a really good map for Terran, and the fact that, you know, there's different choke points and tanks are usually really good on this map, so we should see some mech possibly from MaSa. Definitely has been throwing it out there. He's been able to go bio and tank or mech, so we'll see what he plays this series. One thing that's really good is the fact that, you know, MaSa has been able to take a quick third without too much trouble. Even in the face of adversity, he's been able to kind of overcome that. So we'll see if he can continue it up. The hatchery gonna finish up same time as the pool, and we will see as he makes 4 links and a couple of queens, trying to put some pressure on, deal some damage. Now, if I'm MaSa, I've seen the last couple of games, they've been, you know, very aggressive styles. Well, last game very aggressive, excuse me, and the map before that, just so much defense potential from Vanya. We'll see that here in game 6. And if you're MaSa, you got me thinking, okay, what do I do to continue to put this pressure? Like, mech been working pretty good, but do I want to keep playing in that style? Bio has been doing all right. I've been able to do these multiple drops and get a lot of work done, but I have lost going into bio. Both games he was going into bio, he has lost. Just do the mech play. I mean, it's been super strong, super aggressive, and has gotten him the most damage done. So I don't know. I mean, if you're afraid that you're gonna get tied up, maybe you do. You just go into the mech play. We'll see. +3, or excuse me, third hatch on the way here for Vanya, and behind this, just more expansions coming out, more creep to be had, and we'll see kind of exactly how these players do want to play this out. It's going to be Hellions this time. We already have that third base on the way. Gonna be Roach Warren again this time, and so far quite a bit of Lings, 8 Lings on the way. More Overlords coming through, and we will see probably a good mass up of Roaches. He is floating quite a bit here right now, waiting for that extra supply. Should see a burst once this Roach Warren fills up and finishes. Should see a burst of Roaches coming through. 8 Roaches on the way. Lings with speed are done, and this is starting to look really scary. If you look at the army here of MaSa, what does he have? He has a couple of Marines. He's got a couple of Hellions. He is going to go into a fusion core, but I don't think the battle cruiser will be done in time here. Alright, so the 4 Hellions going to make their way across the map. They will see the Roaches coming across, and automatically you got to be afraid here. Gonna start sending everything back into the main, picking up the orbital, and with the Ravengers, this is not looking good. I mean, he needs to buy time. He is gonna go ahead and switch it up to the Banshee instead, which I think is the perfect play here. He knows he needs to get the damage done to hold this off. There's just so many Lings, so many Roaches. Crocodile gonna come down, almost gets the first one. Oh, but all of the SCV is waiting to try to heal this up. There we go. Both of the depots gonna go down, gonna put a supply block. The Lings gonna swarm in here with the Roaches. The Hellions trying to deal damage. The bunker does complete, and the Banshee almost done, but can he hold on until then? Everything's starting to fall apart. The Ravengers are starting to lose a little bit of sight, but with the Corrosive Bile, he should be able to take care of that if he does continue to try. More Lings, more Roaches flooding across the map as the screen runs red with blood from both sides. Finally, it is going to be a battle cruiser follow-up behind this. 32 have gone down, but GG and Vanya gonna take and tie this series here 3-3. GG's. What a game. Go back, man. What a series. Vanya definitely showing that aggressive. I hear that. That's it for him. MaSa has been playing so well, has been getting a lot of damage done. He's just not been able to answer as good. These final kind of aggressive moves from Vanya, man. So we'll see what ends up happening. All right. Game number 7. Will Vanya finally take the lead here? Will he finally get so far 3-0 right now? Both players kind of done this 3-0 thing. Will we see them on top? Seems Vanya just all of a sudden turn on the switches. Let's go ahead and find out though here in game number 7. Alrighty, without further ado, here in the top, or excuse me, the bottom left-hand corner of Zen, it's the blue Terran player, MaSa. Right, and in the top right-hand corner of the map, it's the Zerg player. In the red, it is Vanya. A pool first once again, Zen. Definitely a very close map. And you know what? I like it. But MaSa at the same time, repeating game number 1 here. He is going to go into the double racks play. He does this time have gas, so it is going to be Reapers coming out. I don't think he sees this. No, he doesn't see it. Doesn't see it with this Reaper one either. So, I mean, literally, if he just moves out, he's... Anyways. It is going to be Reapers coming out from MaSa. He's got to change it up. He knows he does. Now, The SCV here for MaSa just going to return home. The other one, I think he will try to build a bunker with it. Maybe just go home with it as well. Okay, does look like he's going to go ahead across. It's actually going to be Marines though. Okay, so no Reapers, just going to go Marines. The other SCV is up here trying to deal some damage. Either one can get the bunker down. Already though, with Vanya going into this Ling first, we'll at least have something to protect against this. The SCV's trying to be a little bit of a meat shield. Be able to clean one of them up, ring around the Rosie, and he is able to survive. He still has those two. Additional Lings are on the way. You also have that bunker finally coming down. The Marines trying to put some pressure. A second bunker as well. The Queens and additional Lings are going to be coming in here. A Roach Warren to follow up with this for Vanya. Gets one of them canceled. Trying to get on top of the Queen. Has to be super careful here. And yeah, I mean, he loses both of the bunkers. We'll have to cancel it and kind of back up for the time being. But 6 roaches on the way. This is just a massive pull from Vanya. He knows he needs to do it. He needs the victory. We'll see Vanya pop out with these. What are you going to do against this? MaSa only has Marines. He has a factory on the way at home, which will be able to kind of get himself a tank if he needs to. But Vanya definitely in a lot better position than he was 4 games ago. Yeah, he's just going to completely shut these down. We will see him get picked up and moved back home. This does give the opportunity, though, here for MaSa to get out some tanks, maybe get out a like a Banshee or something. We see Vanya moving in with the Overlord. He has the Lynx, he has some Roaches, he has a couple of Ravengers as well, and this is just not looking good. I mean, he's not in a heavy supply like he was previously, but still in a pretty good position. All he has is a Hellion and a couple of Marines to deal with this. The bunkers, or excuse me, the SCVs are repairing as quickly as possible, but will it be enough here? He's just trying to buy time until that Banshee can get out. Yeah, not looking good. Krosabal will come down. Finally takes it out. We'll be able to get on top of everything. The SCV is trying to help out. The Krosabal's onto the bunker to help deal even more damage. There are still a couple more Roaches coming across the map. GG, and Vanya will be able to take the victory there. And we see him finally move up to match point against MaSa, man. GG's. Okay, so let's go over. GG's. Again, real quick, as we are switching, make sure if you guys have not already, use those Match Arena codes. If you click on the Match Arena link provided in the chat, click on it and use the code APS142 to add 50 cents to the prize pool. Make sure you guys do the sponsor quests as well if you haven't, so that way we can add more money. That get really important. Helps out the channel, but also helps these players get a little money in their pocket, help them continue on their career. Gamers now. Let's see, and I haven't done it yet, but I will make sure I use my code. I hope you can. Well, let's go ahead and jump into game number 8 here, and let's see, can Vanya close this out? Can he go for the 5-0? Or will we see MaSa take a victory and tie things up once again? Let's get into it. Without further ado, here in the top left-hand corner of the map, it's the blue Terran player. It is MaSa. And in the bottom right, in the red, it's the Zerg player. One game away from winning. Give it up. It is Vanya. Got the Turbo Fester. So barracks coming down for MaSa on the other side. We do see Vanya going into the hatch first this time, so no aggro plays coming out from him. And similar from a previous map where we saw, you know, some heavy roach play coming out from Vanya. Do we see that again in this? Again, we see MaSa take the victory. It's not a real good map for like Liberators or anything, so we'll see how that kind of plays out altogether. Alright, so aside, Vanya gonna finally throw down that spawning pool, and we'll see an expansion coming out from MaSa. Now, a big thing is this is like MaSa really hasn't scouted most of the series. Sometimes it's kind of hurt him a little bit, but other times it hasn't been a big deal. He has been able to at least see with his Reaper a lot of times when these pressures are coming. This time though, it isn't going to be any pressure. It's just going to be a standard kind of opening. We do see a couple of lings and some queens, but that's mainly just for defense and to start getting that larva up and going. Alright, so factory play coming down. We do see Marines finally coming to the surface. He's actually making 2 instead of going into the 1 in reactor. And so far, not too bad. He is able to at least clean up a good chunk of this army. Or at least kind of push it back for the time being. The Queen coming out will be able to push the Reaper though, and shut down any aggression. Third base is already there as well, so should be more than okay. And behind this, after 2 Marines gonna go straight into a reactor, we have the factory coming through as well. Third CC is down. And then we will see that starport coming into play. Alright, so double Hellions coming out. We do see MaSa, for the most part, just getting those SCVs. He usually goes into 4 to 6 Hellions, and we see him kind of transition in from that. Now, the question does become, does MaSa want to go for the battle cruiser play? We've seen him try to play it out a few times here. Sometimes it's worked in his favor, and he's gotten a lot of damage done, but sometimes the aggression has just been too great that he hasn't been able to really utilize it. So it's going to be a Banshee opening though. Cloak on the way. And we do see the links coming through. And pumping things out. So we'll see kind of what ends up happening here. Creep already in a pretty good position, and we do see Vanya throwing around. Oh my god, what is going on? Alright, so finally Hellion's going to be making their way across the map. It is going to be a Baneling Nest follow-up, so we're going to be Ling Bane, probably Muta coming out from Vanya. It's going straight up to a hatchery, or excuse me, to a lair. And we will see him continue to try to, you know, push in on that and keep doing that. This kind of like Lean Bane, I don't know, I'd say Lean Bane Muta, but I don't know how well it is on here. And it's going to be mech play, so that would be really good. Third base is done for MaSa. The Queen's finally starting to get some of that creep out and going. We do see Evo Chambers coming down, Spore Crawlers to kind of help out with this, and with the Baneling Nest should be more than okay. Hellion's looking to go for a little bit of a run by, or at least try to push some of these Queens to the edge. Banshees will go ahead and cloak up, and there's no detection except for the Spore Crawler, but he's gonna see this. He should be more than okay. Gets 2 Queens, not too bad. One of the Baneling Our Banshees is pretty low here. Gonna be able to pick up a couple of units as well, but both of these Banshees starting to get low. So he has to be careful unless he just wants to throw those away. He does still have some Hellions that could potentially get some damage done, but looks like he's just going to go ahead and return home. He's already sitting at a beautiful 10 Hellions. Getting in some Cyclones as well, which will kind of help out with this, but these Banshees have just been crucial. He's got Hyperflight Rotors coming through and going into Speed Banshees. Just, what? So, Bailing Nest on the way, or excuse me, Bailing Speed about finished. Got the 4th base for Vanya, and behind this is going to be an Infestation Pit and a Roach Warren, so he can kind of transition where he needs to. And with the amount of Hellions and stuff here, I like it. It's got Blue Flame Hellions, he's got that mag-filled accelerator. He's getting all the upgrades he needs, plus going into Speed Banshees. Really beautiful play coming out here from MaSa. We'll see if he can keep this up. Is he just going to go ahead and continue to roast up some of the creep, trying to just poke in, poke out, dealing too much of his own damage. Now, it is going to be Swarm Hosts coming out from Vanya, and on a map like Simulacrum, definitely some good places to come through. We do see additional factories coming out. So just looking really good so far. But this time he hasn't really gotten the damage done that he's used to, or that he has done in the past. So he is struggling a little bit as the creep just continues to spread out. Actually almost about halfway done. You do see the Banshees coming in here though. Going to be able to start picking off a lot of the Swarm Hosts. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to pick off quite a bit more units here. Again, keeping that swarm count low is so crucial right now, especially since mainly all he has is Hellions, which I guess are okay. But beautiful plays coming out here from MaSa. It's really going to force Vanya to have to go into some kind of air army. He has 8 more Swarm Hosts on the way, but with the Banshees, with the Hellions, and with the Cyclones, just, is it going to be too much here for Vanya to control? So, speed for Roaches is done. We do see the intensity coming out with the Locust, but there's just not enough Locusts to really make a difference. He loses a couple of Hellions, or, you know, for some free units, but not terrible. Now, there's no Bailings really left. There's 6 Bailings against this much Hellions. Not going to be good. We do see Lynx trying to find some way around this as a 4th base is coming down for MaSa, looking to tie things up this time. 9 Roaches on the way. The Lynx gonna get into the natural, looking to go into the main, but nope, gonna get completely shut down by these Blue Flame Hellions, and that's gonna be about it. Swarm Hosts are gonna come up to the top, and there's a lot of supply up here. I mean, he doesn't use all of it till just now. Gonna go straight on top of a lot of the economy here of MaSa. Yeah, I mean, he's gonna push him back, losing a lot of depots. He's gonna be severely supply blocked right now. Crucibles will land, almost gets the Banshee as well. Beautiful job there. We'll go ahead and have to back up as these Banshees just going to start moving across. Like, again, these are going to be the big crux right now. He doesn't have anything to counteract this. I mean, he can go into Ravagers, sure. But other than that, he doesn't have Mutas. He doesn't have Corruptors. He doesn't have anything to deal with it. It's just solid Ling Swarm Hosts here at this point. I mean, he's got some Queens, sure, but he has to keep everything by the Queens just to even be able to take care of the Banshees. These Banshees are super quick, and they're just moving around at the speed of light. Just makes you worried. Additional bases coming out here from MaSa as he's going to begin to continue to kind of produce a lot of this. He sees all the Bailings morphing in. He's going to be able to start taking care of a lot of the Swarm Hosts. Crucibles are going to miss, as well as these Banshees are just too quick Queen's trying to come in and help with this. So much damage being done. Lots of Corrosive Bile is not going to connect at all. Queen's going to start falling as a bunch of these Banshees are cloaked up. Let's get cleaning up some more creep. And yeah, I mean, what do? You need something like Corruptors. You need something Spire related, but he is so focused on these Lings, on the Ravager play. Just starting to fall apart. MaSa will be able to kind of push this back. He's looking to go aggressive here as Vanya, but MaSa with the Cyclone play should be more than okay here, and with the extra Banshees coming in, duck dodging all of the 5 whatever you want to call them. This is just not looking good, but MaSa is going to get pushed back to his base, but the Banshee's going to clean everything up, and here come the Swarm Hosts once again. He's only got a handful of them this time. He's got 13 now, so that's a pretty big number all together. He's finally going to take another base behind this, so MaSa definitely looking really good right now, but Vanya still fighting, still trying to push this back. Just, I don't know. I feel like you need to have something to kind of counteract, because he could go up to, you know, BCs or anything like that. We don't see that just yet, but definitely on the table. So, Locust is going to go onto the bottom base, and we do see finally some pickups with the Cyclones onto the Swarm Host. So I'm not going to get really. Well, these gets 14 drone kills. A lot of it coming down here as well. Looking pretty good, man. These Banshees have just been so killer. The highest one's like 20 or something. And yeah, just look at all of this damage being done. Doing a really good job. Corrosive Bile not going to be able to do too much, and these Cyclones have just been killer. They've been able to get so much damage done. The same with the Banshees, really splitting Vanya up back and forth. And, MaSa looking pretty good. He's also so many CCs. He's already moved up to a bunch of sensor towers to see where this army is coming from, so that way he can be more or less protected from this. And I just don't know. I don't know. He's maxed out. He's floating quite a bit. Vanya is struggling to get minerals coming through. He keeps having to spend so much to replenish this army. The Banshees coming in here. Gonna miss a lot of the Banshees with the Corrosive Bile, and he just does not have an answer for this, unfortunately. Again, GG's. MaSa gonna take or tie it up, and we are gonna go to final game, see who will take all together. Just a crazy game, man. A crazy game altogether. All right. We will go to the NA final match between these two players, and you know, it's honestly anybody's game. The games that MaSa has won so handily. Look at game 1, game or 2, where he was so much liberator damage, and then you look at game. I mean, you look at that game now, just looks so aggressive, look so good. That Banshee micro, as well as with everything. Like I said, I think if he would have maybe went to Spire Attack or even like Hydras, could have taken care of of the base and really kind of forced a so we'll see here as we get into the final game. We will take it. I guess they're doing similar crumble. Okay. I think he just picked a random one. It happened to be, but so this is gonna be the final game. But we will see here. Take the victory together. Jump right into here, the final game of the series. In the top left. In the red, give it up for the Zerg player. It is Vanya. And in the bottom right, in the blue, it's the Terran player. It is MaSa. So, the final map of the series. Barracks coming down. MaSa. On the other side, it is going to be Hatch first, excuse me. Vanya. So again, going into that kind of normal standard play. Not going to be getting aggressive with some early link pressure or anything like that. And I think this game is the one that you want to play your hardest, play the smartest. Could be the difference of you walking away with first prize and getting away with second. See how things kind of go. It is going to be a Reaper opening here for MaSa. Vanya on the other side going to be doing his own pressure, expanding. Does throw down a bunker too, which he has been trying to do this. He hasn't successfully been able to, but Vanya doesn't see it this time. So you know what? It will give him a chance, and we see that Reaper making its way across the map here in just a moment to actually get this bunker. Exactly what he needs to put the pressure on. There's going to be a Marine follow-up to this, and he will finally see that there is a bunker coming out. Instantly going to be some links. Third base trying to be had as well. Vanya going to have to redirect where he takes his third. Marine going to be sitting back at home, and we do see finally bunker going to be put to use as that Reaper looking to continue to put the pressure on. Good micro. This will help him with this queen coming out. Be able to put on some pressure, but it looks like he isn't. He's just not starting to attack the queen. Second queen going to join down to help deal with this, and he will end up having to kind of release the bunker. They're still alive. No kills between that, so unfortunately it does keep him busy, but doesn't get any damage done. Gets the... It's nice. Does get the creep tumor, so we'll slow things down for a little bit here for Vanya. Behind this, speed on the way, about halfway done. We see more Marines coming through. Finally getting the starport. He's got the factory with the tech lab. Do we see BCs? Do we see that same kind of style as the last game with the mech? This map. Roach play coming out now for Vanya. He does have speed finished up, and behind this, Vanya going to be going into just more and more creep. He's trying to drone up. Do we see... So, This map, we see Vanya loving to go into the roach play. We've seen him get super aggressive with these roaches. He doesn't know exactly what's going on across the map. All he knows is that there's an expansion and possibly some marines. Third base on the way, and there is banshees with cloak coming through. Does he just try to go for some kind of big roach pressure? He's floating his minerals up that he's going to make a bunch of roaches. We'll see. Looks like he just did 11 drones. And going up to the layer tech. So far. So. Maybe he just waits. He is floating kind of a little bit here on his natural. So sending him over, but there he goes. Okay. So I don't know. I mean, he was floating a little bit there like he was going to mass up. Maybe he's waiting on a few more of these overlords. He is making 3 right now. So maybe after that he goes into the mass roach and just tries to push. But I think the longer that he waits, the harder and harder it's going to be, because he's going to have banshees to contend with. He's going to have a lot of marines. There's already 2 banshees out on the field. Okay, but this time it's actually going to be marine. It's actually going to be barracks play coming out. So 4th base going to be coming down for Vanya. Behind this just has a few units of lings. Doesn't really have much other than that. He's got speed on the way, and finally just now starting up a few roaches. We'll see. Additional barracks are going to come down, and so far, again, I don't think he really knows kind of what's going on here. Yeah, I mean, he has no idea what's going on in the main. There's going to be more banshees coming through. And Vanya's got to be thinking to himself, oh man. 14 drones have gone down so far here for Vanya. We'll be able to push these back. It's one of the banshees. The second banshee will survive as it moves its way towards the main. It's even more kills. 20 kills so far. And that is just insane. +1 on the way for Vanya. Behind this, speed is going to finish up. He does have some roaches, but I mean, he really can't do much right now. He's making 10 roaches. He's got +1. He's continuously trying to do something here, but the banshees getting the work done will eventually kind of fade out. Still has 1 alive up here. 16 roaches. Okay, so he is ready for an attack. He's going to get +1. He's going to move across the attack. He knows he needs to do damage now. Stim is done. Cloak is done. And here they come. He needs to get across. Scanning, we'll be able to get a couple of creep picking up automatically, and we do see the roaches kind of sitting back. Ravengers are done. And no, he does have tanks. We'll be able to get a little bit here. I don't know. Vanya playing it a little scared, I feel. There he goes. Okay. Gonna go ahead and move across the map. I mean, he could come up to the top and deal some damage there. These tanks aren't going to be able to reach him if he goes up. But if he does go up in this ramp, he will get some damage done. There he goes. Marine's going to go ahead and stem forward. We'll force Vanya back. Kosabao going to come through, trying to get MaSa to come into this kind of like tight choke point. But MaSa not falling for the bait. Now 3 tanks are out that will be able to get sieged up. And the roach count looking really good. I mean, he's at 25 roaches, he's at 6 ravengers, he's got some lings, and he's got 12 more on the way. He's got bailing nest down as well, and taking a 5th base behind us. 5th base. I mean, it's definitely a different game here. Both players are basically even. We do see +1 about finished for Vanya here with the armor carapace. Yeah, I mean, these little hit squads getting the creep spread back. We're seeing the lings kind of coming in and dealing a whole lot of damage here, but I don't know. It's starting to get to that crucial match now of for MaSa, where he's going to be able to stem in. The Ravagers need to get some good shots, catch these tanks off guard. Running these... oh my god. Running the Overlords into everything, just not good. And this is where we're talking about this mass coming through. Going to get right on top of everything. MaSa starting to stem forward, losing a lot of army here is Vanya. He's going to retreat back to creep. He does have Bailings, but they don't have speed. And these Marines with stem, going to be a terror to behold. More Ravagers and Roaches are on the way here. Bailing speed not even halfway done. He is in a lot of trouble as MaSa slowly starts pushing across the creep, clearing up everything. He actually supply blocks Vanya right now, and MaSa pushing ahead towards victory here. He's going to need some good bailing hits with these bailings, but with the speed not even finished up, how are you going to get anything done? And Crucibles will land on one of the tanks, but not enough to make a difference here. He loses that fourth base. The third base at top was getting taken care of, and GG as MaSa is our winner. 9 games of craziness. So going to take the victory. So GG's, congratulations there to MaSa for today's show match. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you guys have been having fun. I have. See you guys next time. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, over there I stream, do some different casting, playing, all that fun stuff at twitch.tv/gravity620. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at realgravity620. You know what? Come hang out, have some fun. I'd love to hear from you. Love you guys, appreciate you, and we'll see you guys next time.
Nuclear missile ready.